Hey everyone, this is Mike from JinbuPal, and today we're going to talk about 4 ways that you can find authentic Chinese language content on YouTube to practice your listening skills while engaging with content that interests you. This video is specifically targeted towards learning Mandarin Chinese, but if you're interested in learning any other foreign language, make sure you stick around because some of these tips will be applicable regardless of what language you might be learning. If you haven't already seen my video about how to turn YouTube into the ultimate language learning tool, you're going to want to check that out because that video is packed with information that you won't find anywhere else about how to make the most of your time while learning languages on YouTube. I guarantee you'll find it helpful, and I hope if you've already seen that video that you've gone ahead and set up all the tools that we mentioned so that you're ready to rock and roll as soon as you find some content that you're interested in learning from. And that's exactly what this video is about today. So let's get started. Step 1 is to set up the region for your YouTube account to a Chinese-speaking location. This is helpful because YouTube starts sending you content to the main page based not only on what you're already subscribed to, but also what's popular in your location. This is a pretty simple thing to set up, but if you go into your account and click on the top right corner and then go down to location, you can change the location to Taiwan or Hong Kong. Now, this might not be perfect for several reasons. If you select Taiwan, but you're learning simplified characters, you might get more traditional character content than you would like. Also, if you're focused on having a more standard Mandarin accent, then you may end up getting served more videos with Southern accented Mandarin than you're hoping for. If you select Hong Kong, you might be served quite a lot of Cantonese content as well as traditional characters. But either way, this should be a step in the right direction, and if you don't like the content you see, you can always just change your location back later. So all you need to do is go down and pick a location, and this will now refresh the page and start serving you more content that's applicable to that location. One other thing that I found helpful is setting up a completely separate YouTube account for your language learning. This can be useful because as YouTube starts sending you more and more Chinese language content, it can make your account pretty disorganized. But also, it can get to the point that you've set aside some time to study Chinese and you start getting distracted by videos that are coming up based on your other personal interests in your native language instead of your target language. This is a helpful way to keep everything organized and help you stay focused once you've decided that you want to start going in and watching YouTube content specifically in Chinese. I recently started learning Cantonese, and I found that incredibly helpful because this allowed me to keep my Cantonese and my Mandarin content completely separate, because it's not always obvious from a video title whether the content will be in Mandarin or Cantonese. Step 2 is to know the right search terms to use when looking for Chinese language content on YouTube. This might seem pretty obvious, but I found in my own experience that it's very easy to find content that is teaching you basic Chinese on YouTube. However, when you want to go find authentic content in topics you are truly interested in, this can be pretty difficult because these videos are not always going to be named intuitively or with obvious words and phrases. This is why it can be useful to do some digging through YouTube using some specific characters and words that often show up in titles. This will help you find channels that you want to subscribe to, and as you start subscribing, YouTube will suggest other related channels, helping you easily find more and more related content. You're going to want to have Chinese input method set up on your computer in order to search these terms. So if you haven't yet done that, make sure that you check out my video on the process of setting up your input method on Mac and PC. The first and most obvious search term that you can use to find this sort of content is to look for videos that explicitly state that they're in Chinese, whether it's in the title or in the video description. The best way to do this is to simply search 中文, 汉语, 国语, or 普通话. All of these terms will result in videos that will have this text in the title explicitly stating that they're in Chinese. Another very useful character is 集. This character is used to mark the episode number in a series. So if you want to see the very first episode of a series, you can just search 第一集. This will bring up the first episode so that you can just simply type in this search term and you'll pull up tons of different TV shows on the first episode. Another pretty useful search is to just simply search for movies or films using the exact term 电影, which means films or movies. This is helpful because a lot of YouTube channels that feature Chinese language movies actually have the word 电影 right in the title of the channel itself. Another useful term is if you're looking for subtitles, you can simply search the term for subtitles, or 字幕. Now that we've covered some of these general terms, how do you go about finding content based on your specific interests? What I find to be most helpful is to search for the umbrella term of that interest. So for example, if you're interested in art, you might want to start searching things like 艺术. This is useful because YouTube channels producing this sort of content will be using that search term in their video descriptions and tags, as well as the channel description itself. However, not many YouTube channels are going to be named that intuitively. So at JinbuPal, we've done a lot of the hard work for you to try to hone in on specific topics that you might be interested in ahead of time. This is why tip number 4 is going to be so important, so make sure you stick around to the end of this video. Step 3 is while you're searching the terms we've already discussed, you want to set up YouTube to look specifically for videos with soft subtitles. Now, if you've seen our other video about using YouTube for language learning, you know that soft subtitles are very helpful because it's a digital version that's compatible with pop-up dictionaries such as the Zhongwen Chrome extension. Here's an example. I'll run a search for 演讲, meaning speech or lecture. In the results, we get multiple different lecture videos, but if we go into the filter option, here it will allow you to search specifically based on subtitles or closed captions. If you click this, it will change the search results to only include videos that have closed captions. Now, it's not guaranteed that these are going to be in either Chinese or English, but you'll find that most of the time, these videos will have an option for Chinese subtitles. If you're specifically looking for TV shows or movies, I'd also recommend using a Chrome extension to help you search for that content. It's called Advanced Search for YouTube. After you install this extension, just tap Filters on the YouTube interface, and you'll see that the extension adds additional options below the default YouTube filters. This extension has a lot of capabilities, but I primarily use it to narrow search results based on video length. The standard YouTube filters allow you to search for videos over 20 minutes, but when searching specifically for films, for example, I like to search for lengths greater than 90 minutes so that all trailers and short commentaries about the film are eliminated from the search results. That brings us to our final step. Step 4 is using the JinbuPal Chinese Media Content Library. In my personal experience, looking for Chinese language content on YouTube, I've waded through tons and tons of channels, so I wanted to make sure to save you as much time as possible. That's why we've created a resource that's sortable with over 150 different YouTube channels from different topics that you might be interested in. All of these channels have been sorted and organized based on multiple different categories, such as topic, whether they have hard or soft subtitles, or whether they're typically in simplified or traditional characters. All that you need to do is visit the link in the video description below, which will send you to the JinbuPal Chinese Media Content Library. Add in your email address in the pop-up, and you'll have unlimited access for free. I really hope this saves you a ton of time and you find some things you're truly interested in. If you're already registered for an account on the JinbuPal Web App, you might have noticed that there is also a direct link to access the Chinese content library from your JinbuPal account menu pane. If you don't yet have an account with JinbuPal, make sure to register for a free account using the link in the video description below to see how quickly you could build a solid foundation of Chinese characters and words. With this solid foundation, you'll be able to more easily approach the native level content you'll find on YouTube and throughout the JinbuPal content library. So there you have it. Those are the 4 tips you need to start looking for Chinese content on YouTube as soon as possible. I hope that we've given you everything that you need so that you're ready to go right away. The last thing to do is if you enjoyed this video and you want to keep seeing more like it, please make sure to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button right now as well. Make sure you check us out on our website, JinbuPal.com, where there's tons of other blog content to supplement everything you'll find on this channel. Thanks, everyone.